Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Shark Scrapper channel, where we're on a mission to get stuff out of the trash and into a resale, reuse, or recycle stream. We are once again starting out with Mailbox Man. Oh, look, he's got some cordage in there. Awesome. Well, that umbrella's seen better days, hasn't it? Hey, good morning, man.
Good morning.
How's it going today?
Well, how are you?
I am doing well. You mind if I take some of this metal and get it recycled?
Go for it.
This bike was hard to ride.
Yeah, it was sitting in the woods when we moved in, so go for it.
How long ago did you move in?
November.
Wow. It's a nice place.
Yeah, it is. So, go for it.
All right, man. Have a good one.
I don't know if this is metal too. This not
Yeah, I'm going to grab that too.
Okay.
I'll take it on and get it recycled. Oh, well, thank you. Ugh. Have a great day. Well, you have to be a little bit careful with these air tanks. Bleed off all the pressure and stuff, but unless you're going to try to use them, and then you got to worry about whether or not they're still in good enough condition to use. So I don't know. We'll see. I have a feeling that I don't need an air tank, so I have a feeling that I'm just going to make sure the pressure's drained off, take out that brass cap, put a couple holes in it, and sell it off to the scrap yard. Come on, little ironing board. Little ironing board, regular ironing board with no cover. It's a naked ironing board. A light of ballast. A ballast light. Alright. Good, no bulbs. Okay. Oops. Falling apart. Should have expected that. And there's something else down here. Oh, we have some cans. Yuck, get up in there. But this is more what I was interested in. And that little piece of brass. And that little piece of aluminum. Yeah, that's what I'm interested in. Alright, now I can just put these all in here with you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here he comes. He's coming to get me. We got to get out of here, folks. Oh no, look out. He's coming. He's coming. There he is in the rear view mirror, coming to get us. Let's get out of here. Look at this. We got a set of golf clubs. All right, let's just get you guys over here. Now, I've been told by folks in the know that you should always check the pockets is you just don't know. These pockets are open, have already been opened. So I'm guessing that the previous owner already went through these and took what they wanted. They didn't take these balls. There's some sort of golf clippy thingy. And a pan. Don't need a pan, don't even need the golf club. Not sure what that is. What do you all think that is? Well, I have a couple of clients that I know golf, so I'm going to keep the golf balls and whatever that little clicky thingy was. And next time I see them, I'll give them to them. I think golfers can always use balls, even if they're just, you know, range balls. I don't know if those are good golf balls or not. Box. And a box. And no battery. I don't want the TV anymore, but it won't fit in the trash can. Oh, let's see. How heavy are you? Oh, you're not that heavy. You're not that heavy, but you're awkward. Come on. Okay, maybe you are a little bit heavy. So this is not enough material to make it worth going up to the scrapyard, and there's some stuff here that I need to do some processing on. So we've taken it back to the shark cage. As much as I hate to do this with shred, we're going to go ahead and unload the shark mobile, process some of this material, and then when we get some more to make a decent truckload, then we'll take it on in. All right, let's get this ballast light. Yeah, sorry about the bike tire being in the way there. So with ballast lights, for those of you that are new to scrapping, you want to cut the wires off of the actual ballast. If the ballast says electric or electronic, that usually means it's filled with epoxy. Your yard will probably only take it as shred. If it does not say electric or electronic, then your yard may have a special category for ballasts. And that usually pays a little more than shred. After you cut the wires off of it, there's a screw or a bolt or something that's going to be holding one end of it. You can either loosen or totally remove that. Sometimes just whack it with a hammer, and then you can pull the ballast off. The rest of it is just shred. Now the wire that comes off of the ballast lights is usually higher grade insulated copper wire, so you want to separate that. It's what some yards refer to as insulated copper wire number 1 or number 1 insulated, something like that. The other thing that you'll want to do with ballast lights is knock off the sockets that are at either end. There's going to be 2 for each light bulb. Inside of those little sockets you'll find brass. So it's real easy, and they're all a little bit different. In this case, I have to knock that end piece out of the way, and then I can knock the sockets out. So it's brass colored, but you always check it with a magnet. In this case, it's not brass. So the real value for me on this one is the insulated copper wire and a copper grounding strap. So just cut the insulated copper wire out, cut the copper, the copper grounding wire is just going to be bare copper. So that can go in your number 2, and then that's number 2 insulated copper wire, and then the rest of it is shredded. Time to practice my my short game here. Well, or my chip, or yeah, whatever. I'm not a golfer. So with golf clubs, the head of the golf club can frequently be brass, aluminum, some say titanium. So if you have the ability and the time and you want to cut those off, or try to twist them off, go for it. I will cut them off sometimes. The brass ones can, depending upon where you cut them, they might be just brass or they might be dirty. The same with the aluminum, breakage or irony aluminum, depending upon where you're from. So it's your call. All depends on what kind of tools you have and what kind of time you have. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this air tank. Now, scrap yards tend to be, if they're paying attention, a little bit careful when you bring in a tank. This one's so small it probably wouldn't be that big a deal, but the reason that scrap yards have to be careful with tanks is because you can imagine there's explosive potential. The scrap yard that's very close to me, in fact, had an explosion. They have a compactor, and my suspicion is that a tank of some sort got put in the compactor, and as it was getting compacted, it decided to explode. Somebody got hurt, in fact, when that happened, and we heard the explosion here about a half a mile away from the scrapyard. So if you are going to scrap tanks, you want to have at least one very large hole in there. By the way, I'm letting out the pressure. There was a little residual pressure in there, not that much, but enough that I could hear it hissing. So you want to have at least one very good size hole in the tank before you take it into the yard. If you can put more than one hole in there, that's even better, because that'll make the scrapyard guys feel even better about it not being dangerous. Some yards even require that you cut the tank in half. My yard that I take this stuff to, they're fine as long as they can see an obvious big hole in it so that they know that it's been vented and that you haven't filled it up with water, then they're fine with that. Now there's brass fittings on this, so we're going to go ahead and get the brass fittings off of it, and then it'll just go in with the shred pile. And remember, if you're interested in purchasing any of the tools that you see me using here, many of them are in my Amazon shop. The link is in the description down below. Yes, I get a small commission from any purchases made if you go through that link, but it doesn't cost you a penny more to buy what you're buying, and we use some of those profits to go towards the Shark Scrapper Shark Adoption Project, which, by the way, if you haven't already checked out Alihi Kai, here you go. A couple of things to keep in mind. If you go and look at the map and you don't see any new position reports on her, there are a couple of things going on. The first one is, well, she's a shark and she tends to spend most of her time underwater. The tag is on her dorsal fin, so when she does come to the surface and it breaks the surface, it will give its position report to the Argo system, and then the university will periodically update those positions on her map. So do come back and check on her, but I think anything more than, a week or every other week is probably not going to yield too many more position reports for you. We had a lot of good feedback on should we go 2 for 22, so it looks like we are headed down that road, 2 for 22. I will set up another announcement plan and schedule for donating here real soon, and I am working out the details on when I can go with the University of Miami on another shark tagging expedition. This is going to be really exciting. All right, everybody, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. That's the little round icon between the 2 links that are taking you to more straight scrapping fun. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next one.